Very good morning, students. This is the first video on the internal structure of ponds. Okay, I will record the 3 videos on the internal structure of ponds. Okay, this is first out of that, in which I will like to tell you very briefly just a revision for the external feature of the pons. Now, pons is this portion of the brain stem is called as the pons, which is located above the medulla and below that of the midbrain. Okay, if you will see the anterior surface of the pons or ventral surface of pons, okay, this on lateral side is continuous with the middle cerebellar peduncle. Okay, and the junction of the middle cerebellar peduncle with that of the pons is demarcated by the presence of the trigeminal nerve on right as well as left. That is the origin of the trigeminal nerve from the pons. Okay. Now, if you will see the dorsal or the posterior surface of the pons, it is formed by the floor of the fourth ventricle, because posterior to this surface of the pons, that is the dorsal surface or posterior surface, lies the cerebellum. In this diagram, the cerebellum is removed by cutting the superior cerebellar peduncle, the middle cerebellar and inferior cerebellar peduncle. Now, just see these transverse ridges. Okay, this is the stria medullaris, and this demarcates the part of the floor of the fourth ventricle which belongs below to the medulla. So this part below the stria medullaris, this is the stria medullaris, which is the part of the medulla, that is of the open part of the medulla, and then the upper portion of the pons, which is above this stria medullaris, is actually the posterior surface of the pons. And if you will see the structure which we have already learned, there is a median sulcus. This is the median sulcus, okay, which is continuous with the median sulcus in the medulla also. Okay, on either side of the median sulcus there is an elevated ridges. Okay, and this elevation on either side of the median sulcus is called as the medial eminence. So this is medial. Okay, this is medial eminence and this is the median. Okay, it is median sulcus. Okay, so note the difference, medial eminence. And then on either side of this medial eminence, there is another sulcus is here, which you can see on either side, and this is called as the sulcus limitans. Okay, it is written here, sulcus limitans is here on this side. This is the superior fovea. A depression is seen here lateral to this sulcus limitans. Okay, or just in the sulcus limitans, it is the superior fovea, and an area just lateral to this is the vestibular area, because deep to it lies the vestibular nucleus. So this is called as vestibular area. The surface of this floor of the fourth ventricle is covered by the gray matter, and in the medial eminence, if you see on either side, there is a swelling is seen here, almost the rounded swelling is seen here, and this is called as the facial colliculus. On either side, facial colliculus. So there are two colliculi, right and left. Okay, so facial colliculus. Now this deep to this lies the nucleus of abducent nerve, but this is called as facial colliculus because the fibers of the facial nerve, they wind round the posterior surface of this abducent nerve nucleus. That's why it is called as the facial colliculus. Now this is the brief introduction of the external feature of the pons, both from anterior surface as well as from the posterior surface. Let us go to the internal structure of the pons. Now, if we will see the internal structure of the pons, or if we cut any section of the pons, this will show the two different zones or the part. This is that a representative section from the pons. Okay, and this is showing the two part. The ventral part is called as the basilar part, and the dorsal part is called as the tegmental part. That means you take the section from any part of the pons, it will be always showing the two parts, the ventral, the basilar, and the dorsal tegmental part. And the demarcation between the basilar part and the tegmental part in the section of the pons is demarcated by the decussation of the fibers which are known as the trapezoid body, okay, trapezoid body. And on either side of the trapezoid body are the nuclei of the trapezoid body, right and left nucleus of the trapezoid body. So this is a rough demarcation between the tegmentum and part as well as the basilar part of these, okay. Let us first come to the description of basilar part, because this basilar part of the pons remains the same. You take the section from either upper part, middle part or lower part. Throughout the pons, this basilar part is going to remain the same, the structure. So we will learn first the structure of the basilar part, and later then I will record the tegmental part in two different sections, okay. So let us see the basilar part first, okay. If we see the basilar part, this consists of the descending longitudinal fibers. That means so many longitudinal fibers, they are descending downwards, okay, they are descending downward. Plus in this basilar part, you will also see the fibers which are also organized transversely. So they are not only longitudinally descending, but some of them, they will be starting from this basilar part and then they will go to the cerebellum. Thus they will be arranged also transversely. So there will be, and they are called as transverse pontine fibers. So there will be two type of fibers, longitudinal descending fibers, and then it is the transverse pontine fibers. And then the third component which you will see in the basilar part is the collection of the gray matter which is scattered into small masses, and these are the pontine nuclei. So these masses are the nothing but the pontine nuclei, okay. Just a minute. This is pontine nuclei, so many mass, okay, small masses. These are the pontine nuclei, and all this in the pink color what I have drawn, they are nothing but the descending longitudinal fibers. In this diagram I have not shown the transverse. I will just now show you the transverse fibers, okay. Now let us come to the first component here, which is of the basilar part. The first component of basilar part is the descending longitudinal fibers, okay. So what are these descending longitudinal fibers? Now these descending longitudinal fibers, they are of three types, okay. They are of three types. The first type of the descending longitudinal fiber, okay, which is the Mazzarti fiber, consists of the corticospinal fiber. Just note down. These fibers, longitudinal descending fibers, they will come through this cerebral peduncle of the midbrain from cerebrum. So these are coming from the cerebrum. Let me have another pencil, okay, color pencil, okay. So I will just draw it here. Descending fibers, which are the corticospinal fibers, they will come from cerebral cortex, will descend down through this pons, and then they will go towards the pyramid. They will lie in the pyramid. So these are descending corticospinal fibers. So this is one type of fibers, corticospinal. I will just note down here, corticospinal fiber, okay. So coming from cerebral cortex and going to the various level of the spinal cord, and these are the fibers which will form the pyramid of the medulla, okay. Now the second type of fibers which are here, descending longitudinal fibers, this is the corticonuclear fibers. So these are also the fibers which end at different levels in the pons, and then they will end in different levels of the spinal cord. So these fibers, where they will end on to the cranial nerve nuclei in the midbrain. I'm sorry. Of course, it will also end in the midbrain nucleus number. Oculomotor and trochlear nucleus. But in the pons, they will end into the pontine motor nucleus and also into the nuclei of the medulla oblongata motor. So second type of fiber here, I will write down here. It is the corticonuclear. Okay, so going to the cranial nerve nuclei, mostly to the motor cranial nerve nucleus. They are coming from the cerebral cortex, right? Okay, so these are the two different types of the descending longitudinal fiber. The third descending longitudinal fiber is the corticopontine fibers. Okay, let me draw it here again with the same color. Corticopontine. So these fibers, they are going to end into the pontine nucleus. That means they will have synaptic contact here in the pontine nucleus, which are scattered into the different levels. Okay, so many pontine nuclei are there, as we have seen in the transverse section of the basilar part. Now these are the corticopontine. So third type of fibers, they are the corticopontine. And collectively they are called as the descending longitudinal fibers. So three different types of fibers, they are there. Okay, let us come to the pontine nucleus, the second component which is here. These are the so many scattered gray masses, small, they are the pontine nucleus. It is said that the pontine nucleus was a big mass through which these descending fibers, they are penetrating and dividing them into the small masses, okay, breaking them into the small masses of the gray matter, okay. And these small masses of the gray matter, they are present in between the longitudinal fibers, okay, and transverse fiber. Let us see the transverse fiber, okay. I have not told you about the transverse. Now those fibers which were called as the corticopontine fibers, they come from the various areas of the cerebral cortex, okay. So they come from the frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, occipital lobe of cerebral cortex, and they end here into this small pontine nucleus. So they may be called as frontopontine, temporopontine, occipitopontine, okay, like this, okay, or parietopontine fibers. And after they relay here, then the transverse fibers will start, okay. Then the fibers are axons of this so many pontine nucleus. They will send the fibers to the after relay to the opposite side, which will go into the cerebellum, okay, of the opposite side. So that here it is the going into this, that is, this is the nucleus of pontine nucleus where it has ended, and a new fiber will start. So there will be transverse fiber. So which are transverse fibers? They have taken origin from pontine nucleus and they will cross the midline to go to the cerebellum through this peduncle, that is called as the middle cerebellar peduncle. So which are the fibers which will constitute the middle cerebellar peduncle? Mainly it is these pontine fibers or transverse fibers taking origin from pontine nucleus and crossing in midline to go to the opposite cerebellar hemisphere through the middle cerebellar peduncle. And that's why the whole tract of this will be, which starts from the cerebral cortex, various areas of cerebral hemisphere, then come to the pontine, and from pontine nuclei it will go to the cerebellum. So this is called as cortico-ponto-cerebellar tract. So this is called as cortico-ponto-cerebellar tract. Thus the basilar part of the pons will have the constant feature throughout the pons, and it will consist of three components: the longitudinal descending fibers, pontine nucleus, and transverse fibers. I hope you have understood the structure of basilar part, because we will not come back to this because it is going to remain the same, okay, throughout the pons. Now whatsoever is the second part, which is dorsally placed, it is tegmental part. And this tegmental part mainly consists of the white matter, and this white matter consists of the tracts which are ascending and descending tracts, okay, through this. And it is in direct continuation of the reticular area of the pons, which is below. It is above, it is continuous from that area. Now, there are, beside this ascending and descending tract, the tegmental part also contains the gray matter, and gray matter is in the form of the nuclei. In this area, tegmentum in the pons will contain the nucleus, the fifth nucleus, that is trigeminal, nucleus of abducent, nucleus of the facial and vestibulocochlear nuclei will be there, okay. So this will be nuclei here in the. Now this structure of the tegmentum is not the same as we have seen the structure of the basilar part. It keeps on changing. So to understand the internal structure of the basilar, this tegmental part of the pons, we will have to take the two sections of the pons. The first section of the pons, which is the lower or the caudal section, will pass through this facial colliculi. See this was the facial colliculus was here. Okay? So the first section will pass from this facial colliculus, or the lower or caudal section passing through the facial, which is through the nucleus of the abducent nerve. Okay? So we will learn the structure of this tegmentum in lower part, and then we will learn the structure of the tegmentum which is from the upper part or cranial part, and it will pass through the nucleus of the trigeminal nerve. So okay, which is not seen on surface, okay, just deep to it is the nucleus of trigeminal nerve is situated, okay, and second section or the upper section will pass through it, which these two sections will give you a fair idea about the internal structure of the tegmental part of the pons. So the next video will be for the lower section passing through the facial colliculus. The next video will be that of the tegmental part of passing through the section passing through the trigeminal nerve nucleus. Thank you very much for watching this video.